Chainsaw Man Chapter 125 is a fantastic example of how the right ingredients can help make the perfect dish. And no, I'm not just talking about apples that pair well with human flesh. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very exciting new chapter of the Chainsaw Man manga to talk about. But real quick, if you haven't already, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. My end of the year goal is 5,000 subscribers, but if everyone watching this video subscribes now, we'll probably crush that in no time. Now today's chapter of Chainsaw Man might have been a short one, but make no mistake, we still have plenty to talk about. The chapter started off with the Falling Devil's shopping montage, followed by a little scuffle between her and some public safety devil hunters. Then finally, Denji shows up to liquefy the Falling Devil for being, as he puts it, an apple thief. Because obviously the most unforgivable crime she's committed so far was not paying the nice lady at the supermarket. So let's start off with the Falling Devil's rampage through the streets of Tokyo, where she's mutilating people left and right. I can't help but think back to that one guy at the beginning of part 2 that was preaching in the streets about how everyone's gonna get killed by devils. Because holy shit, I'm pretty sure we've witnessed something like 4 massacres in this godforsaken city within the span of like 2 weeks. Bat Devil, Cockroach Devil, Yuko, Falling Devil. That's literally 4 massacres. I'm not really a math guy, but if you take the population of Tokyo in 1997 and calculate the deaths that would come from, say, 2 significant devil attacks per week, I'm pretty sure the declining birth rate would be the least of Japan's population concerns. Kind of a side note, but I always think it's hilarious when I see those posts online where people are like, which anime universe would you want to live in? And I see so many people saying Chainsaw Man or Attack on Titan. Like, holy shit, are you doing a 0 to death speedrun? And also, the correct answer to this question will always be Pokemon for free healthcare and a pet rat that charges your phone. That was quite the sidetrack, but you guys get what I mean. These characters are figuratively living in hell, which is pretty ironic considering that there's an actual hell in the Chainsaw Man universe. I also thought it was hilarious that these public safety devil hunters tried to deal with the Falling Devil by just shooting her with normal guns. Maybe these guys were on loan to Japan from the United States. Even if they weren't dealing with a primal fear right now, surely you can't just deal with a devil by filling them with lead Uncle Sam style. Now, while we're still focused on the Falling Devil, does anyone else think it was kind of weird when she said, I would prefer to avoid meaningless slaughter? I feel like as a spokesperson from hell, that's oddly uncharacteristic of what we'd expect from her. If she doesn't want to massacre scores of innocent people, then what does she want? That's not really a question that can be answered this week, but we should still keep that in our back pocket because she's obviously fixated on Asa and Yoru for some reason. Now, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that this chapter brought an important ingredient in order to make the perfect dish. And if you didn't pick up on this already, that ingredient I was talking about is Denji. I know I and a lot of other Chainsaw Man fans have been eagerly awaiting his appearance in this fight, and we were not disappointed. I've been loving this trend in part 2 so far, where we'll go a while without seeing Denji, then he'll just randomly show up Deus Ex Machina style to mulch some baddies. This might be one of my favorite Denji appearances thus far though, because you can tell there's just zero critical thinking behind any of his actions. First of all, he gets the situation completely wrong off rip, calling the Falling Devil an apple thief. Then he haphazardly attacks without any care towards what happens to his body. It kind of reminds me of his fight with Makima at the end of part 1, where even though his body was being torn apart, he could still fight. So I guess we could consider this Denji's trademark fighting style. Now, unless anything has changed between now and when I upload this video, the title of this video should be That Was Too Easy. And I hope you guys picked up the skepticism in my voice when I said that, because I don't think this fight's gonna end with Denji just body bagging the Falling Devil so easily. Seeing as the Falling Devil has the power to make people relive their past traumas, and Denji is literally the walking embodiment of past trauma, I don't think Fujimoto would pass on the opportunity to give us some more Denji suffering. And for everyone who wanted to see more Hayakawa family in part 2 of Chainsaw Man, don't worry, you'll get to see them in Denji's traumatic memories. The last big thing I wanted to talk about with this new chapter was how funny the difference between Asa-focused and Denji-focused chapters is. It's like that old saying about how inside of you there are 2 wolves, one good and one evil. But instead of wolves, it's Asa and Denji. I feel like Fujimoto wanted to have Asa be the new protagonist of Chainsaw Man Part 2 because it's easier for him to dive into character drama with her than he could with Denji. Obviously, we all love Denji, and he's a fantastically written character, but he's not so well suited for the types of story Fujimoto has been writing post Chainsaw Man Part 1. But honestly, I think it makes for even better writing that we can have the contrast between depressing and introspective Asa chapters with some sillier and action action-packed Denji chapter sprinkled in every now and then to break the tension. Overall, even though this wasn't the hypest Chainsaw Man chapter of all time, it did a fantastic job of introducing Denji into this whole debacle and turning the heat up to 11 on this fight. Thankfully, we only have to wait 7 short days before we get the next chapter, but if you simply need more Chainsaw Man between now and then, why don't you watch my new video where I talk about this outrageously expensive new Makima and Power figure. That'll be appearing on your screens right about now, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye bye now.